This video illustrates how to solve a rational equation, which is a little bit more challenging than the previous, and also there are going to be two answers, so a little bit different than the previous example. So here's the equation: 6 over x plus x over x minus 2 equals 5 over x minus 2. So you look at each of these various denominators, x, x minus 2, and x minus 2, and you come to the conclusion that the least common denominator is the product of x and x minus 2. So to clear out the fractions from throughout this equation, we're going to multiply each of the terms by the least common denominator, x times x plus 2. So the second term, x over x minus 2, will also be multiplied by x minus 2. And the right-hand side, the fraction 5 over x minus 2, will also be multiplied by x minus 2. Now the purpose for this will become clear in a moment. You can see that there will be a lot of cancellation. X and x minus 2 with x minus 2, and x minus 2 with x minus 2. So what we end up with is 6 times parentheses x minus 2, which when you distribute the 6 becomes 6x minus 12. And in the second term, you're just simply going to have x squared. And on the right-hand side, you have 5 times x, or 5x. So let's put the left-hand side in descending order. X squared plus 6x minus 12 equals 5x. And seeing that we have a quadratic equation to solve, let's take all the terms to the same side by subtracting 5x from each side. We end up with x squared plus x minus 12 equals 0. Now there are several different ways to proceed. Since this one looks pretty simple in terms of factoring, let's proceed by factoring. So this would yield x times x, yeah, that gives you x squared. And looking at the 12, let's think of two numbers which multiply to 12, which might be helpful in trying to solve this, perhaps 4 and 3. And it would need to end up being a positive 4 and a negative 3 to match up with the previous statement of the equation. Always check that out once you've made your guess. So x plus 4 could be 0, or x minus 3 could be 0, yielding two answers: x equals negative 4 and x equals 3. Now let's do some checking. Let's start out with the x equal to 3. Go to the original equation, what I've just put in the box, and let's utilize x equaling 3, substituting into the equation to check this answer, see if it works. 6 over 3 plus 3 over 3 minus 2 equals 5 over 3 minus 2. This is what we're checking out. 6 over 3, that's 2, plus 3 over 1, that's 3, equals 5 over 1, that's 5. Yep, that checks out. Now, the second solution, x equaling negative 4, it's going to be a little bit harder to check because there are going to be some fractions involved, but like, no fear, you can use the calculator if you need to. So here we go, checking the equation in the box by substituting x equal to negative 4. 6 over negative 4 plus negative 4 over negative 4 minus 2. And we're checking to see if that equals 5 over negative 4 minus 2. If you simplify this fraction, 6 over negative 4, you can convince yourself that that's negative 3 over 2. Plus, you can convince yourself that this next term, negative 4 over negative 6, becomes 2/3. And the right-hand side, it becomes negative 5/6. It's not obvious that this is true, but let's combine these two fractions by getting a common denominator of 6. So that would be negative 9/6 plus 4/6, which yields, when you add them, negative 5, 6. You can see, yes, that's what we're supposed to get on the right-hand side. This answer also checks.